Hi, I'm Bill Nelson. May is Asian American and Pacific Islanders Heritage Month. We honor the contributions of our AAPI colleagues. In the U.S. and right here in NASA, our strength is the diversity of our people, the ideas, their talents. Remember our U.S. motto, E pluribus unum, out of many, one. And so this year's National AAPI Month theme is Advancing Leaders Through Purpose-Driven Service. It's important to empower others to serve with the understanding that our greatest mission is to make the earth a better place and ensure a bright future for everyone on it. Our astronauts do that. On the ISS, they carry out groundbreaking science that's important to unlocking discoveries, and those discoveries solve problems and treat diseases here on Earth. And they're also doing needed research that eventually will land American astronauts on Mars.
Hi, my name is Sunita Williams. I'm a NASA astronaut and have been lucky enough to fly to the International Space Station 2 times, once on a U.S. shuttle and the second time on a Russian Soyuz.
안녕하세요. My name is Jonny Kim, and I'm a NASA astronaut and naval officer, and I'm a first-generation Korean American.
Ni hao ma. My name is Kjell Lindgren. I am a NASA astronaut. I am Asian American, Chinese on my mom's side.
Namaste. My name's Raja Chari, and I'm an Air Force test pilot and NASA astronaut.
My parents were immigrants from South Korea. They moved to America before I was born so that their children could have a brighter future.
My parents had the biggest influence on me. Their heritage and traditions have made me the person I am today. My father, an immigrant from India, and my mother of Slovenian descent, were instrumental in shaping me as a person and as an explorer.
My mom was born in Hubei province of China and then moved to Taiwan in the late 40s and early 50s. My dad was in the U.S. Air Force and was stationed in Taiwan during Vietnam, and that's where they met. I was born in Taiwan and spent the first 2 years of my life there.
My father immigrated from Hyderabad, India in pursuit of higher education, and his courage to turn his life upside down to come here, an emphasis and appreciation of education being a privilege you need to fight for, was something that shaped my entire life.
My heritage has shaped my lived experiences. It has taught me perspective, and it's shown me that diversity strengthens our bonds and enables powerful achievements.
I'm humbled by my father's sense of adventure as he left his home country essentially by himself to learn how other people work and think. I'm in awe of my mom, who dedicated herself to supporting my dad and raising my brother, sister, and me to be understanding, inclusive, and tolerant of people from all different walks of life. Together, they taught me not to be afraid of people who are different from me, but to embrace their thought processes, their points of view, and have confidence to share my own.
I treasure that Chinese part of my heritage, the culture and traditions that we would celebrate in our family. My Chinese grandparents ultimately moved to the U.S., and so every year, Chinese New Year really represented a time for our family to all gather there and celebrate with food and all of those things. And it's something that I've treasured and continue to hold on to, and then even celebrate with my own family.
I'm blessed to be part of an organization where Indian Americans play key roles, from operating on orbit to driving the engineering and science decisions that make space exploration possible.
We've all had that special someone in our lives, a mentor, a parent, someone that we love that has helped us along our journey.
I think fundamentally, we all recognize that this opportunity, the privilege of working as an astronaut, is not an individual accomplishment, but really represents the investment of a whole network, a whole team of people over the course of a journey. It's an incredible privilege to get to serve the agency, our community, and the nation as a NASA astronaut.
I think my parents are my biggest inspiration in my life. They taught me how to see problems as challenges instead. They showed me that there are more important values in life than the material things that stress people out. They taught me to appreciate different cultures and traditions, including great food.
When I think about my path, my grandfather comes to mind. He was a South Korean immigrant and worked really hard his entire life. And how he lives through me is the humble leadership, the moral courage, and the grace and respect he taught me to give everyone I meet along this journey.
Over the course of my journey, I think back and really credit my parents first and foremost with providing me with the support structure, the atmosphere, and the inspiration, telling me that if I had this goal of becoming an astronaut, I just needed to work hard to make that dream come true. And so I am so grateful for that initial inspiration from them. This desire to work as an astronaut, I think, really came from a love of science fiction, movies and books when I was young. But it wasn't until my second grade teacher wheeled the television into our classroom to watch the Columbia launch back in 1981 that it really clicked for me that this was a job, a real possibility. And that absolutely captured my imagination.
It means having the privilege to provide representation and a voice to young kids who want a dream, who deserve every right to pursue those dreams, and who need to have role models they can identify with.
I remember watching Ellison Onizuka prepare for his mission, seeing him on television, and that really inspired me. And of course was absolutely heartbroken at the loss of Challenger. And coming full circle, so grateful for the opportunity to go to Hawaii during my post-flight and to share the message of human space flight, of reaching for goals and investing in communities, getting to do that in Ellison's community.
Together, we're planting seeds for a better tomorrow.
To me, purpose-driven service means having a clear understanding when you wake up in the morning of why you're doing what you're doing, and picking something that makes you want to give it your all.
I am so lucky to be part of NASA, working on programs that are much bigger than myself. I came from the Navy, which showed me through service to others what a team can accomplish. As a next step in my career, NASA was a natural progression, including people from many different professions.
In the Air Force, one of our core values is service before self, and our role at NASA is for the benefit of all. So I can't think of better purposes to have on a daily basis.
For me, it's been that light that's guided my path and was first realized during my service as a Naval Special Operator and now as a Naval Officer in the NASA Astronaut Corps. The thing with purpose-driven service is that it's sustainable and that it improves the lives of everyone around us.
Together, we have accomplished great things, like building the International Space Station in low Earth orbit.
My parents, my family really emphasized the importance of service. And I was inspired by my dad's example to participate in scouting and ultimately to join the Air Force and serve my country in that way as well. And now I have this opportunity to serve the agency, to serve our community, to serve the nation in this role as a NASA astronaut, extending our presence in the solar system and improving life back here on Earth.
It helps leave this world a better place because in 100 years, it won't matter what car we drive or what house we live in, but the impact we leave behind around those we love, that will remain. And my favorite quote when I think about purpose-driven service is from the late Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., who said that everyone has the power for greatness, not for fame, but greatness, because greatness is determined by service. And I love this quote because Dr. King got it right, is that our lives are fulfilled and the lives of the people we love are fulfilled when we have a purpose-driven life.
And when I think about service, the whole point of it is to really minimize our own self-interest and figure out ways to improve the lives and well-being of those around us, of our community. I see that in my own personal journey, the investments that so many made to help me succeed. And so I think for any of us that are in positions of leadership and look back and reflect on our own journeys, we really relish the opportunity to now invest in others and to see others succeed, to help empower them in their jobs and accomplishing their missions, and then ultimately to help them achieve their goals. So what a privilege now to be able to come full circle and help invest in others in their journey.
Working and flying in space, side by side with people from all over the world, is truly showcasing what humans can do when they work together. I'm humbled to be part of this adventure.
We are at an exciting time for human spaceflight. We have been living and working on the International Space Station for over 20 years, gathering experiences and knowledge that are going to help us for our next steps. We have the moon ahead of us, and then Mars beyond. And so it's an incredibly exciting time to be living and working in low Earth orbit.
My hope is that Artemis pushes humanity to explore the moon, Mars, and beyond. The technology and discoveries that await will help us solve existential problems we face here on Earth and help all races, nationalities, and ethnicities together.
As we go into the cosmos and expand our reach in the solar system, I want us all to remember the human connections we all share with each other, with our lived-in experiences.
As we embark on these future missions, I hope that we take to heart the lessons of the past 20 years. As you look to all the international partners that we have been able to incorporate into the International Space Station, we've been able to lean on their experiences and the very best of their expertise as we move forward to the future, as we strive for the moon and strive for Mars. I think it's critically important to remember that we are better together, that we have to lean on each other and lean on that diversity of experience and background in order to be successful.
We at NASA continue to work with our international partners to leave low Earth orbit. It just seems fitting that we go as human beings from Earth. Honestly, we all live here on this one planet, this one beacon in space. So it only seems logical that when we leave Earth, we must go together, representing all of us.
Because the only way it'll work is if we're all in.
Kindness, compassion, grace, and collaboration are the best traits that make us human, and that we all have a contribution in this effort of planting the seeds for a better tomorrow.
I know that's a tall order, but one that we as human beings can achieve. We are up for the task of working together to achieve even greater things than we can imagine.
Thank you for observing Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month with NASA. Kamsahamnida.
Alvida.
Peace and namaste.